Well, let's start off by introducing yourself and a little bit about yourself. And this is your first time at the Wagon Wheel too, right?
It is. It's my first time here. My name is Morgan Wood, and I'll be playing Deloris Van Cartier in Sister Act at Wagon Wheel here. I am going to be a junior in the fall at Otterbein University studying musical theater. And I grew up in Indianapolis, Indiana. So
okay.
Native.
So you're a Hoosier?
Yeah. I am. Born and bred.
Okay. When was the first time you knew acting was your thing in theater? When did you fall in love with it, I guess?
Oh, it's crazy. It was from a very young age. My parents tell me about the times where I would be 3 years old and watching a Shirley Temple sing-along in my basement, and I would dance to it like it was my job. And I also grew up on a lot of Andrew Lloyd Webber, so like the original filming of Cats and Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. And I grew up with all of those films and just completely fell in love with singing and dancing and acting. So
okay,
3 years old. Yep. That's where it kind of started.
Now, this is your first at the Wagon Wheel. How did you find out about the Wagon Wheel? What brought you here?
Yeah, actually, two of our alums, Allison and Monica, who are now graduated from Otterbein University, worked here for a couple summers in a row, and they had nothing but good things to say about this amazing program in summer stock. So I auditioned and was fortunate and blessed enough to be cast in the company.
Okay, and Sister Act is your first show?
No, actually, I've been here for How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying.
Okay.
And then I also just did Ragtime, and Sister Act will be my final show this summer.
Okay, which character were you in Ragtime?
I was in the Harlem Ensemble.
Okay.
For Ragtime.
So you didn't have okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So I try to keep track of everyone, but
oh yeah, I know, it's a big company.
Yeah.
I don't blame you, it's hard.
So let's start about Sister Act itself. How different or similar is the Broadway show, the musical, to the movie that I rewatched a couple of days ago?
Yeah, I know. I had to rewatch it myself. It's such a good movie. The book itself for the musical is very similar, I think, to the storyline of the movie and the plot. I think some characters are more drawn out, I think, in the musical than they are in the movie. Like the thugs have their own, each of their own characters, and Curtis is the bigger part, the essentially bad guy in the movie.
Okay.
I think the major difference between the movie and the musical is that the music that the nuns sing in the movie is not the music that we use in the musical. It's actually an original score by Alan Menken. So we have all the music in this show, and it's really fun and bright and
okay,
happy.
so there's no like My Guy or My God or
no, there's not. I know, but I think the music compares really well to the movie. It's just still that high energy, fun, lots of nuns dancing
right.
kind of music. But yeah, it's really fun. I love the music of the show.
Yeah, not to keep comparing it, but Whoopi Goldberg, who is a persona herself,
Yeah.
major. I mean, what is it like to, I guess, take on that role that she made famous?
Oh, it's it's pretty awesome. I'm quite honored, actually, because Whoopi Goldberg is insane. I mean, she started out so young herself and has had quite the career, but I think Sister Act is one of her huge breakthrough roles. And her comedic timing, as well as her interaction with the nuns and her partner work with them, is something that I aspire to. So it's been really cool to kind of try and follow in her footsteps, as well as Patina Millers, who starred in the original Broadway production and the West End production. So yeah, they're both great to look up to.
So is this pretty much by the script, or do you get to bring your own personality into it, or
Oh,
not?
absolutely, yeah. It's a lot of Morgan having too much fun on stage. Yeah, so I think I definitely get to incorporate a lot of my own mannerisms and energy, but also try to stay true to the story and contributing what I can to it.
Yeah. Now, you did mention this music was different, but talk a little, I guess, more about the music itself. And is it all R&B? Is it pop? Is it what's it feel like?
It's funny you ask that, because I personally think the music has an eclectic feel, because that's kind of what the decade of the 70s was like. Like, there was a ton of different kinds of music. Like, you have Donna Summer and Diane Carroll and just like budding musicians, budding genres of music, and there's a lot of like play that funky music kind of feel in the show, as well as some really beautiful ballads that are very reminiscent of Alan Menken's Disney work. And so it's an eclectic feel and a lot of different kinds of music that all people can enjoy.
Okay, and then I did read in the press release I guess a week ago, they mentioned Disco Diva, and I don't remember Whoopi really being disco. She, to me, it seemed more kind of R&B, but maybe is this more disco?
Definitely, I think this definitely has more of the 70s stereotypical feel. She embraces her disco queen a lot more than I think Whoopi did in the movie. That's elaborated on, I think, in the musical a little bit more. Like Whoopi's opening scene in the movie, and she's doing her, trio work, and so I think that the disco theme is pretty big in the musical.
Okay.
It's really fun.
Well, now that you mentioned themes, my next one is, what are some of the, I know what I think the themes are from the movie, but what do you think the themes are, and what are they in this musical version?
I think one of the major themes of Sister Act is a sense of belonging, which is definitely the character arc of Deloris Van Cartier, because I think she starts out in the show and in the movie dating a really, really bad guy, so she doesn't essentially know her self-worth, and it takes a group of tone-deaf nuns to kind of help her find her place in the world. And I think also what comes out of that is a theme of friendship and love.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And you mentioned the nuns. I love how you just hit all the topics I want to talk about.
Oh, good. It's awesome.
So are the nuns as much characters and personalities as in the movie, or what? Or how do they differ? What are the other nuns like, I guess?
Yeah, absolutely. I think they all, the women in this company are insanely talented, and they all have developed their inner nun characters, and so you'll see a variety of types of nuns on stage. We still have Mary Robert and Mary Patrick from the movie, who Mary Robert kind of breaks out of her shell, and then Mary Patrick is the kind of comedic relief.
Kathy and the Jimmy?
Yep, her character. And so we still have those infamous characters, and they're just incredibly fun to watch. Yeah. They're amazing.
Now, is there any love story to this? Because I know, I guess in the movie, she tries to get away from her bad guy.
Yeah.
Is there still any love interest in this, or is it all about her and her friendship with the nuns?
Well, I won't give anything away, but Eddie, who actually is the cop that helps Dolores out in the movie, has been made her kind of suitor in the show. And so he had a crush on her in high school because they went to high school together. And so he is definitely in pursuit of her throughout the musical. So.
Gotcha. Okay, I forgot about him, and I should have remembered.
Yeah.
So what is it like rehearsing? Because it's a comedy, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So what's it like doing comedy with a bunch of people who are fun to be around? Does it last all day?
Oh, absolutely. It is so fun. This company is so supportive and so loving towards one another that you just feel completely comfortable in the space, and you can try things with the comedy of the show and see like what gets laughs and what doesn't. So it's been a really fun kind of experimental thing with comedy and laughing all day with my friends, which is great.
And there are kind of different kinds of comedies. How to Succeed in Business was kind of a comedy, but this feels like a different kind of comedy.
Absolutely.
How would you characterize that? And I guess compare slightly to How to Succeed.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the humor of How to Succeed is definitely more satirical. It has a lot of social commentary regarding the business and corporate world, and so I think that is, in my opinion, like a darker humor, whereas Sister Act is light on its feet, and it sheds humor on the Catholicism as well as the thug life, and there's just a variety of I don't know, things to laugh about in Sister Act that the book writer has definitely incorporated. Okay,
which makes me think, is this family friendly, or the movie was kind of maybe a little?
Yeah, I think the older the better, in my opinion. I think we're saying like mid-teens and up, or even like 13-year-olds maybe. Some things might go over their heads, but I think it's fairly family oriented. I really do. I think the message itself too, about just spreading the love around, would definitely ring true to a lot of families.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that made me think of, there was a Sister Act 2, which I never got around. I checked it out, but I never got around to watching it.
Yeah.
Is any of that incorporated into this, or is that totally?
I don't think so. I think Whoopi Goldberg's character in Dolores, I think her attitude towards helping inner city school kids is reminiscent in the show, in that she's helping these nuns find their voices. And so I think that's really the only similarity. I've actually only seen Sister Act 2 one or two times. Right. It was a long time ago. Yeah. I just studied the first movie.
Right, because that's the main one.
Yeah, it's the main one. It's the main one. The first one. So.
Okay. Yeah. So anything else about this show that people should be made aware of, or do you want people to know about when coming? I mean, prep them, or just...
Yeah. I mean, I think everyone should see this show. It's so fun and lighthearted. It's got some amazing messages, and it can make you laugh, cry. It's just got some incredible moving moments, and then there's some hilarious moments, and just to support this company of actors, singers, and dancers in general. I mean, they're just some of the most talented people I've had the pleasure of being around, and I'm honored to do this kind of process with them. So come see Sister Act.
Cool. Well, thank you very much.